Hey, hey, and welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Fantasy Football Podcast. My name's Huck and I'm joined here by Scott Sheddick. Scott, how are you today?
I'm doing very well. It's a great day. It's first day of football. It's first day of
It
football.
is.
Not real in season football yet, but it's getting the gears moving. It's something beautiful to see.
Yeah, Trey Lance is starting for the Chargers. What a disappointment he was. I had so high hopes for Trey Lance.
You
Uh,
never know. He's still in the league. I mean, anything could happen.
no, I pretty much know. Uh, there's this,
I'm
there's
trying to
this,
be nice.
yeah, there's this like, I don't know, from 2000, I don't know if it's COVID or whatever, from 2000 to like 2023, like NFL teams were investing in these guys that they had seen like one season in college from, and Trey Lance is part of that. And I just think that like you need a couple, probably like 3 years of college before you can really get good tape on a guy and realize, okay, he's going to be pretty freaking good. And Trey Lance being a top five pick, only having 1 year in like not even the highest of the NCAA's competition is crazy to look back on it and really dumb from my end, being like, actually, this guy's going to be really good because I invested him in fantasy football like I think I picked him kind of late, thinking that he would take over at some point for the 49ers, or yeah, the 49ers. Never happened. Um, so yeah, how are you today? Anything crazy going on today? Any current events? I know you've been railing on people in chat, saying that
Right.
there's not enough research being done. Where are
I
you
just
getting this information?
I just feel like everybody I've talked to is like, yeah, I haven't looked at anything, and I'm like, okay, that's good. That's good. And I'm not railing anybody. I was saying, great job, guys. Let's keep it up. Like, I want chaos. I want people, worried about what they're gonna do with the clock ticking. So
Yeah,
don't take it in a negative way.
you're not specifically railing people, but one might surmise from the fact that you're talking to people about their research or lack of research is that you may be talking to people about trading picks. Is there something you want to tell us about picks moving?
I mean, I wouldn't mind trading out my 110 for maybe a second or third. So, and obviously some other picks in there, but I've been close to some deals with some people, but just haven't quite agreed on some things. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of laughed at me when I offered you.
Well, yeah, but yours it wasn't good. I countered and you didn't like mine either. So
Well, yeah, because your counter was ridiculous. Just to be fully transparent, I offered Scott an eighth round pick to drop down seven picks from 1 to
yeah,
13. So it's not like you're losing a pick. So normally when people
no, but I
trade
would
out of the
just be
first
dropping
round,
back for no reason. There's no benefit in that. I want to I want something else in there. And that and an eighth is that.
you say no reason. So uh, I'm not trying to convince you to do it either way. But if you look at the eighth round, I'm going to send you some eighth round names from last year. And it's all so James Conner, Trey McBride, Terry McLaurin, Xavier Worthy, a lot of like top tier defense. So we're talking about like Max Crosby, Miles Garrett, Fred Warner, those kind of people. There was also J.J. McCarthy picked, uh, a starting quarterback, quote unquote. Um, so it's not like we're pushing way, way far back there in the eighth round. Eighth round seems like something where it's just like,
Right now, it just
that's
seems like it's
trash.
like
It
off.
seems
Yeah,
like
it's off. It's
trash.
like you're offering me the 15th pick in the draft. You're like,
Yeah, yeah.
get
I
out
don't
of
need
here.
another corner. You offer me some corner, some
Yeah,
corner backup. I don't need
yeah.
that.
Another
Yeah, but
DL?
yeah, we're talking about wide receiver twos, like running back twos, defensive, it's a top defensive player. Like during the season, if I said, hey, if you were going to trade back 7 picks in the draft for my best defensive guy, you'd be like, actually, yeah, I do that. So it's about
Hmm.
putting numbers to faces, and I think
Hmm.
to
I
your
like
point,
that.
I mean, yeah, it's it, you know, to your point, when you're asking people, have you done your research? Basically, you're asking them, have you put numbers to faces? You know where you might want to take what you might be looking at in the first round. Do you know what you've got, like what you see in the second round? Like, do you have any idea? And there's a lot of people, you're absolutely right, that might say, no, I don't care. And I won't care until the week of the draft. And honestly, it shows in their performance usually during the season.
Because they're scrambling.
Well, I think that's just because they really put. I mean, the draft's a really important thing. It's really where you kind of get your footing for the rest of the season. So, you know, people like John Riggs, he won last year. He's the champion. Obviously, he had a great draft, and he had good middle management of it during the year, free agents and trades and whatnot. He always brags about it's not about the draft, it's about the man.
I mean,
Like
I think half of it. It's half of it for sure.
you cannot succeed in the gridiron by having a very terrible draft. I mean,
You could make it to the playoffs, but you'll be, you won't. You probably won't win. I mean, you can look at every champion. They had a very strong draft. It's in the books.
the saying the draft can't win you the league, but it definitely can lose you the league. I think it's relevant.
Hmm. Yeah, because we've seen people have great drafts and then just try to hold on to that and make no trades and make barely any moves, and that you can't do that. You've got to make a couple moves here and there. You don't have to change everything up, but you do need to stay vigilant and take good deals when they're on the table.
Yeah, Michael Hannon comes to mind. I think
Hmm.
Michael Hannon's a good drafter,
Hmm.
not a person that likes to make midseason moves or pull the trigger. Brad is one of those people where he'll draft and then decide I'm going to sit on my heels, and suddenly his team doesn't look so good come December. I mean, yeah, it's a mixture of both. It is, but I think if you put a lot of emphasis on the draft and study for it, people ask me, it's like, you know, because I don't have statistics on like these people studied until they ended up here, these people didn't, because I really have no idea what they're actually doing on their free time. They show up to the draft with notes. I assume like people like Clay with their own like little book
Well,
that
that's
they've
the other
made.
problem is Clay makes like a custom book and see that's where you can see where that's gotten him. So it's like shit.
Well, but you see like what Chase said today in chat, which he said, you asked, have you guys studied? And he said vibes. Like everybody was like, I love it, and they're joking around. Like that's serious. Like
No, I like it.
Clay
That's
is
why I loved it.
making his rankings off vibes.
We used to make our rankings off of NFL Street for years. He's just it's a shame it's out of date. He's probably playing Madden now for just for that.
But even Madden has, some of these players and different ratings and whatnot that
Hmm.
you can rank.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of vibes going into it, and it's you can really see, you know, the difference of the people who are going off vibes versus the people who are really planning. And you can put statistics anywhere in that or whatever, but to me, planning for the draft and doing these like mock drafts, talking to you about this sort of stuff in the preseason training camp times, people dropping, getting higher. It's very fun to me. I love it. I love the lead up to the draft. Some people don't like that. They'll just be like, I don't want to do any homework. It's to them, it's cumbersome. Like, oh God, I just give me a magazine, give me an AI, give me some kind of, I'll spend $30 on like, they want to do. For me, I want to grind. I want to go see what this person says, and then I want to say, actually, I want this person over this person. Um, well, I'm going to put your research, quote unquote, to the test here by giving you a would you rather.
Hmm.
Couple would you rathers here leading up. What we're going to do after the would you rather is talk about the fourth round and what I have predicted that the fourth round will look like. Now, we call this a mock draft, right? Or the mock draft that I'm doing. We've traded picks. People have traded picks. So it's like we've done the
It's
first three
wild.
rounds. How do I? I'm not going to go back and adjust the first
No,
round.
no, we'll just keep going with what we're doing right now and
Right.
pretend. I mean, it's not that far off.
Well, but
Mm.
these picks partly are what I think this person might do, but really where I see these players being taken. So if
Mhm.
it's not right exact, it's like in this range is where I kind of believe
Yeah,
that they're going to be taken. So,
just
for
by
instance,
their value alone.
yeah, like, Max traded for Trevor's first round pick. Trevor is going to take Jahmyr Gibbs. Do I think Max goes Dak Prescott with his first as a quarterback and then goes down to Jahmyr Gibbs? I don't know. Maybe Max goes a quarterback there. Maybe Max decides I want Dak Prescott and Bo Nix or something, or
Mm.
Dak
Yeah,
Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. He could do that,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
we don't know, but
Good hookup.
All right. Before we get to that, would you rather, Scott? Would you rather have Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones?
I think I would rather have Anthony Richardson because that's who the franchise is rooting for long term. So as long as he's healthy, they're gonna play him. Um, yeah, and he's got the most upside.
So 172 points last year. He had 500 yards on the ground, lost 3 fumbles, 8 touchdowns, 12 picks. Was benched midseason. Has never had a season where he's been fully healthy. Uh, it's like the anti-Lamar as far as taking contact. He kind of plays into contact at
Like
the
RG3.
yeah. Well, look, RG3 is behind the desk now. Um,
He's a legend.
so and Anthony Richardson's actually a senior now, so there must be an Anthony Richardson Jr. that has come
Oh man,
into
he's
the
so old
world.
now. That immediately aged him like
Yeah,
10,
well,
10 years. Shit.
yeah.
That's not good. I didn't
Congratulations.
know that. Yeah, but I mean that's not good for his football career.
Oh, you're switching it because it's senior.
Well, I'm just saying now he's like an old man, like writing his
Senior, forget
contract.
it.
Yeah, they hit 30. Shit.
He's not 30. He's like early
Well,
20s from Florida. So
yeah,
you're
but
sticking. You just hate Daniel Jones. Like I kind of would be
I
a
just
little.
I'm curious in Daniel Jones. I mean, personally, I wouldn't draft it into this situation at all unless it's like really late. But I think Anthony Richardson, like I said, has the biggest upside, and I wouldn't trust it though. I'd get a third quarterback if he was my second, for sure.
Daniel Jones always had this appeal as like a mid to back end QB2 as on the Giants, right? We were like, can he get it together? Like he's okay in some spots. He has some weeks where he shows like, okay, this guy's pretty good. Um, Now he goes to a situation that's not bad.
Yeah.
They've got a new young tight end in Warren. They've got Anthony Pittman, which you don't like. I'm
He was
sorry,
just
it's not
awful last year. He's useless.
Michael Pittman,
Yeah,
not Anthony
yeah,
Pittman. Sorry.
Michael Pittman. Jonathan Taylor's a great running back, though. They have
Yep.
excellent offensive line. No, I think whoever ends up being the quarterback is going to end up doing well. They just need to stay healthy,
Yep.
basically.
So I disagree with you. I'd rather have Daniel Jones. I think Daniel Jones in the quarterback spot is a fine back half QB2, like especially in the gridiron. I think that's somebody that can hold on to his job.
If you're saying you would draft Daniel Jones as your QB2 and not draft anybody else, thinking he's going to start for the majority of the season.
I'd have more, like if they said if Daniel Jones is announced the starter, he is higher up in my QB rankings than if Anthony Richardson is.
Okay.
Starter.
Okay. Okay. I'm just saying they haven't announced anything. I was like, I don't trust him to win the job. Yeah, I know. I just like I was like, I thought you were saying, do you think he's going to win that battle though?
As much credence as you put in preseason news, every single day is different for Anthony Richardson. Like good day, bad day, good day, bad day. Same thing with Daniel Jones. So it's the definition of a QB battle. I think. I thought it was Daniel Jones coming in, and Anthony Richardson was going to kind of be an understudy. And if Daniel Jones kind of sucked, then he would take over for him. But this is very much like we have no idea what's going to happen. So I would love Daniel Jones to take the job outright and take off with it. Colts maybe win a few games, and then it's like, okay, yeah, we're going to just go with Daniel Jones until the wheels fall off. Kind of like the Sam Darnold situation from last year with the Vikings. I would love for that to happen. If Anthony Richardson gets announced, I think both Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones are trouble. Serious trouble. Because I think that Anthony Richardson could get hurt or suck, and they go to Daniel Jones. Anthony Richardson comes back. Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson comes back. It's just a mess. And you have to waste a roster spot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I'm like, it's an interesting question. It's a situation I do not wish to be in at all.
Yeah. Well, I might have to be in that position. This is kind of a just like when you're practicing acting, just kind of run through because we kind of know who is going to be who. But Joe Flacco versus Shedeur Sanders, is there a preference there?
I don't think I've seen, Shedeur Sanders hasn't really played much, especially against the ones. There's no way of knowing right now for sure. But at the same time, it's like Flacco is so old. You already know what you have in Flacco. We've seen him the past couple of years. He can be okay, but he can be serviceable, and that's really his ceiling right now. So I don't understand the point of playing Flacco. At least see what you have in the rookies and see if they can claw their way out, then great. If not, then whatever, because they have 2 first-round picks next year. So, I don't understand the point of Flacco is the thing. So I do prefer Shedeur because at least it's exciting. It's something to watch. You find out basically.
It's a really interesting situation. I say interesting with some serious quotes there. Joe Flacco is going to be the starter week 1.
Yeah, and I know, but then I don't get the point. Is he's serviceable at best.
Right, but they're not going to throw somebody they invested in out into the NFL week 1 to get just murdered, not giving him any chance. They're just not giving him any chance.
Well, because that's the thing with drafting Dylan Gabriel as well, having Kenny Pickett there for no reason, and Joe Flacco there. They crowded themselves so much that they can't find out what they have right now because there's not enough reps for all those people because they shouldn't have 4, especially 4 that are actually vying for the job in some way or another, which is ridiculous. So it's really their own selves like shooting themselves in the foot. It's fucking stupid to watch.
So Kenny Pickett has
they're just kind of like
problem.
Ruining these kids' chances of like actually playing football.
I think Shedeur Sanders kind of ruined his.
Well, yeah, no, I know. I didn't. His draft process and everything he did was not smart for his own stock. So,
yeah,
I agree, but still.
Yeah, I just Kenny Pickett has an injured hamstring. He's day to day, but not getting those reps in the preseason probably means that right now it's not his job. For the purpose of this exercise,
He might get cut if he doesn't keep playing. If he doesn't play again,
well, they can't carry four
if it lingers.
quarterbacks.
Yeah,
They're not going to carry four quarterbacks, and they drafted Dylan Gabriel above Shedeur Sanders. And cutting Shedeur Sanders probably isn't going to happen. I mean, it could. Probably not going to happen.
it
So
might.
carrying three quarterbacks is a lot in itself. I don't see a lot of Kenny Pickett, even though he was like the favorite to take snaps week one. It's a really weird situation. But if you're the Browns, I mean, we've all seen it year after year. Terrible teams like the Browns are right now. They bring in this veteran nobody who comes in. I'm not saying Joe Flacco's nobody. That's really mean to say because Joe Flacco's elite. But they bring in somebody who just fails, and then they bring in the rookie after a certain amount of time. They have two rookies, so they can bring in a guy in week 8 and be like, "Let's see what you got." And then if that guy doesn't have it, they can bring in the next guy in week 12 and give them some time. So it's a really weird situation. But I think for my sake, because like I said, I might be in a situation just like with the Colts. I might be in the Browns market for a quarterback. I'd be way, way more interested in the Browns if there was a rookie starting than Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
You want to have the least amount of moves that you're going to use. We only have a finite amount of moves and roster spots. And if you have Joe Flacco, you are pretty much saying, I'm going to take 2, maybe 3 roster spots. The Browns is a nightmare for whoever drafts them in the gridiron because you're going to have 2 or 3 roster spots.
I think, I think that to me is where it comes in. I see it more playing out as 3 or 4 teams having one Browns QB and just seeing like, hey, maybe it'll play out. I don't know. Like, because nobody will want to touch it so much that they'll drop so far that you'll have kind of your roster and be like, I'll take a chance on Joe Flacco. You know, I'll take a flyer, you know, and if he starts for a while and can cover my bye week at some point, you know, one of those teens picks up there. You never know.
No, but Joe Flacco's got to go first out of all these guys, right? He's the sure thing.
Yeah,
he's the only guy that's probably going to start.
Yeah, no, I agree. To me, Joe Flacco's got anywhere from 6 to 10 starts in him, which is pretty valuable. That's pretty valuable. That's the way I see it. I think he's got about 6 to 10.
Season. That's half or more than the fantasy season.
Yeah. So depending on injury or just how bad he's playing is really anything and what determines. It could be as low as 2 or 3.
So he's the first quarterback that goes off the board. We're in consensus on that, right? At the Browns.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I just named you or told you the guys going off the board in the 8th round. Does he fit into the 8th round, or is it late?
No. Later. He fits in like the teens, like I said, like 14th round or something.
So
because everybody knows it's such a mess, and it's like he could lose his job at any moment. What if Shedeur plays great in a preseason game? Whoop, Joe Flacco's not starting anymore. That's it. And you're gonna be like, damn it. Read that blurb on your phone. Nobody wants that.
So you're saying it's not good. I mean, we're trying to win fantasy football league. Like we're not trying to just get by or make playoffs. Like, we're trying to win. You're saying Joe Flacco will be there for any break glass in case of emergency quarterback people who only have one in like the 12th.
Oh yeah. Right. Because of the mess. And that's why, to me, also it's going to be quarterbacks are going to be a little bit more top heavy because there are a lot of true battles. We just talked about Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. You can't really depend on one of them to be the starter, and especially since we're drafting in 2 weeks when there might not be a for sure starter yet. It might still be a pure battle, like we were saying. So there are a few situations like that.
Man, we're drafting in 2 weeks. That's the first time you just said that. That's the first time I've kind of been
I've
like,
got a
okay, we're on a clock.
I've got a countdown on my phone.
Countdown on the
It's here.
website as well.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's crazy. So we're just a little bit above 2 weeks out. And yeah, if you haven't done any research on this, you better start moving.
No,
Oh,
vibes, bro. Vibes.
oh, that's right, vibes. My bad. Okay, let's get off the quarterbacks. How about and let's do some Steelers. Caleb Johnson or Jalen Warren?
It's tough. It's tough, because I love Jalen Warren. He's a great guy. He's very fast, but I see Caleb Johnson stealing this job by the end of the year. I think he's going to end up being the more physical guy because Jalen Warren can't get those tough short yardage stuff.
Who gets drafted higher? Who gets drafted higher?
I think Jalen Warren gets drafted a little bit higher. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
I think he does just out of, he's going to get touches and he will, because it might take Caleb Johnson a few weeks to come on. You never know. So because apparently right now he's having issues with pass blocking, and he's not, and if he's not going to be out there for any passing downs, it makes it really, easy for the defense to be like, all right, if he's on the field, they're not doing play action or anything like that and stuff like that. So it might take him a little bit to catch on. So that's why I think Jalen Warren's the easier pick for the first 5 weeks. But if you're thinking long term, going in the playoffs, winning championship like we're talking about, I think Caleb Johnson is really a value pick.
Yeah, I mean Caleb Johnson's the more attractive pick for sure, but Jalen Warren's kind of moving up my board here. I like Jalen Warren. And the reason I like Jalen Warren is because Mike Tomlin. I think Mike Tomlin is one of those guys that's going to say, I like my veteran, and I want to give the ball to my veteran. I want him to protect it. I want him to pass protect. I want the fundamentals to be done. I don't care about the explosion. I don't care about the huge play. And Jalen Warren in the past has shown to be like a poor man's Eckler, right?
Okay. Yeah. I like that comparison.
So, yeah, kind of liking Jalen Warren pushing up into those RB2 ranks. How about this? I don't really have a comparison, but Kyle Pitts versus
any other tight end.
Would you draft him? Would you draft Kyle Pitts at this point?
No.
Yes.
Just no.
No.
Really? I almost want there to be like a gag gift when somebody drafts Kyle Pitts, like, oh, he gets the shoe. You drafted the useless shoe. Here you go. Here's your trophy, buddy. Good job. You will get 0 points this year, and you're dumber for it. Here you go. I'm sorry.
You have no confidence that he's going to put it together. You have no.
Is it that just me? That can't be just me. There's no way.
I have him ranked as my 16th.
I'm gonna bring an old shoe to the draft for whoever drafts fucking Kyle Pitts, and I hope they didn't listen to this. They're just like, "What the fuck are you doing? You take this shoe home. Take it."
The Kyle Pitts shoe.
That's a Kyle Pitts shoe.
112 points last year, or 2 years ago. 107 last year is pretty bad. It's pretty bad in the tight end ranks. This is not somebody. If we were in a 2 tight end league, would be a decent tight end too. But this is not somebody that you really want to invest in. This might be your break. I mean, it's arguable that he could be the break glass in case of emergency tight end for you if you haven't drafted one in like the 50th round.
I mean, I think the thing is it's like, there's value there. It's like, man, he looks so athletic, and they just won't throw him the ball.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was a first round pick. He was a top 10 pick. And the big thing is he was able to be an incredible route runner, strong, physical, big body guy, and he just does not run routes well. I can't explain it. I haven't seen a comp for Kyle Pitts in the past, where it's just like this guy didn't work out. Like if you're a top 10 tight end, usually you're pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, let's get into the fourth round. So where we left off last time was John, our champion, picking Jonathan Taylor. And before that, Neil picking Brock Bowers, taking the first tight end off the board. My guess, beginning round 4, John Hoopaslayer has Justin Jefferson, Bo Nix, Jonathan Taylor. He's taken one from every position, kind of spread it out. I think he takes an even another position and takes Trey McBride as the second tight end off the board. Do you think that's too early?
I think that's too early. I think John likes some wide receivers. If it is John here, just my opinion. Well, if there was a wide receiver around here, what do
It's
you think?
Tyreek Hill.
He loves Tyreek Hill. He loves Tyreek Hill. Yeah, he would definitely take him if he was there.
I guess we'll see what AI has to say on that. But yeah, that's Tyreek Hill. I have Tyreek Hill going 3 picks later to Michael, but we'll get there soon. Next up is Neil. Neil thus far has gotten Saquon, CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bowers. He has 0 quarterbacks. 0 quarterbacks at this point. Just the way the flow has happened. Just the way the flow has happened. I think he goes Bryce Young. What do you think? You were cringing.
I hope so. That's terrible.
You think Bryce Young's really that bad? I think he's going to be a hot commodity
Oh.
in the gridiron this year.
Oh man, I think he might be working at Crab Shack in a couple years, but that's just me. I love a team that has the balls to go out there with Bryce Young as their QB1 and just roll the dice on the next one, because you're probably a sure thing with Bryce Young getting you 7 to 10 points every week. There you go, cha-ching.
I mean, maybe. He ended last year pretty strong. Okay, this is a top overall pick that ended last year pretty strong. Kind of showed off a little bit. Did have a couple like weak ass games or weak ass defenses he played against. I mean, you're playing like week 15, 16, 17 against some of these people like Atlanta, and yeah, you're putting up 30, 40 points. Like, yeah, that's a little bit different than playing week 1 through 10 in the NFL against teams that are actually trying to win. But Bryce Young looked pretty good. And I think that we always talk about hype in the preseason. I think he's got hype, but you're not buying it.
Oh, that's just me. Don't let me sour or rain on your parade here for Bryce Young. I think he should go higher. Take him in the second round. The kid's a star.
Well, we're in the 4th round. I don't think he's second.
I know, but you never know. Somebody might really listen to the hype. Dive into it, guys.
This one is this is Trevor's 3rd pick. Okay, we are in the 4th round. This is Trevor's 4th pick. He's got a lot. This is a Trevor round, right? He's got 3 picks in this round. Yeah, he had 2 thirds, 3 fourths, 2 fifths, 2 sixths. So he's got a good amount of picks coming here. I think he is going to get in the quarterback game at this point, and he goes Michael Penix Jr. at this point. You like Michael Penix Jr. more than you like Bryce Young?
I do. I think Michael Penix Jr. has a much higher ceiling. I think he has a lot more talent around him. No, I think I like Michael Penix Jr. a few spots ahead Bryce Young for sure.
So if you draft Michael Penix Jr., you kind of got to draft Kirk Cousins. I know Kirk Cousins is like way out of our minds.
I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think you really do have to. Kirk Cousins is getting paid a fuck ton of money, and at some point, if they're struggling with that offense, Bijan, Drake London, outputs, quote unquote. I think that this team, Atlanta, wants to win right now. I think there's a chance Michael Penix does win some games. Kirk Cousins gets some starts later in the year. So I think with Bryce Young, you don't have to do that. I think Bryce Young sucks they pack it in and let Bryce Young play out the year and say next year we'll figure it out. I think Atlanta's in it to win it. So just something to think about between those two. Because I like Michael Penix Jr. I like the weapons. I mean,
Yeah,
throwing to
the
Bijan
weapons. Yeah.
and Drake London is fantastic. And then maybe
Mhm.
if Kyle Pitts figures it out, I think and he has running ability. Not a terrible pick by Trevor. Next up, we have Michael. I said Tyreek Hill. Is this too late for Reek? This
No,
will be
I
the
mean,
latest he's ever drafted.
yeah, I know, and that's to me that's crazy. Just because he had one slump year due to losing his quarterback to injury, basically, he could definitely still be top 3, top 5 wide receiver easily. I could if he's still there, yeah, he would definitely go there. If not, maybe somebody like uh, Mike Evans or Marvin Harrison Jr. They're there.
We'll get
You
to
know,
them. We'll get to them. Yeah, you're on target there. You're right there. It's you're not too far off. I like where your head's at. I will say that in some of these earlier rounds, I feel like we were far apart in what we thought these rounds might go, but we're looking at the fourth round. Yeah, Mike Evans. I wouldn't balk at somebody's taking Mike Evans over Tyreek Hill. Next up is you. You're up. Thus far, Sheddick, you have taken. And by the way, I'm sorry, I did not. I'll do Trevor next, but I didn't say what Michael has taken. So Michael, thus far, is Bijan, Kyler Murray, J.J. McCarthy, and Tyreek Hill, which is not like a terrible team.
Oh, you know what? Then I forgot if he did have Kyler, I bet he would go Marvin for the hookup if
Could
he was
be.
there.
I've got
Yeah, I could
Marvin
see it.
a round later, so I got Marvin in round
Okay.
5. I mean, maybe. Yeah, if he's got Kyler Murray, I don't.
Yeah,
Maybe you're right.
I could see
And
it.
and again, that's not one where I spit my drink out. It's like okay, like it's not that bad. But anyway, Michael has that. So far, your draft is Joe Burrow, Jared Goff. This is your first pick. After that, right
I
here,
didn't.
you are
I,
in
re-
round 4.
I really took Jared Goff.
This is the this is
I don't like
the
that.
the
I
mock
already
draft.
don't like
You
it.
don't like that, so you would
No,
so you would take Joe Burrow and then what instead? I mean, we're going back to the first round, but
yeah, no,
we're
but
not going to change it. But what you would have taken a running back or a receiver?
no, I like 2 quarterbacks. I like 2
All
quarterbacks too
running
much.
backs are available.
And yeah, I know, but maybe Saquon. But I do like a
Saquon's
Saquon.
up there.
If I had Burrow and Saquon, I like that a little more too. Actually,
Then Burrow and Goff.
yeah, yeah.
Man, that would make things really interesting. But I digress. So let's just say, for the sake of the exercise,
No,
Joe Burrow, Jared Goff. This is your first pick. You have 2 quarterbacks. What are you feeling? What are you looking at? Why don't we, where are you attacking at this point?
probably go wide receiver here. Like I mean, the ones
My
we were
best
just talking about.
available,
Hmm.
Scary Terry, who I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news, but he just demanded a trade.
Oh, did he really?
He
I didn't see
demanded a
that.
trade. He just
I,
demanded a trade today.
I don't I don't care for wide receivers that miss a lot of preseason. Like if he keeps holding out too much, I don't like in 2 weeks he still hasn't practiced at all. I'm not a fan of that just because they like almost always pull a hamstring or groin in the first couple weeks, and then you're
But
like,
he's
all
a
right,
savvy
great.
veteran. We've seen
He
these
is. It's
fights
just
turn out
yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's just I just hate specifically for wide receivers. Um,
I'll give you my next 5.
I do like Scary Terry though. I do like Scary
Yeah,
Terry.
I'll give you my
Go
next
on.
5. JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, T. Higgins, Mike Evans, Scary Terry, and Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm sorry, and Cortland Sutton. Any
Yeah. I mean, I do really like Scary Terry. I'd prefer if you just play with Jaden Daniels just to continue have the continuity, honestly. But
So you would not go running back. You're just not even like you're doing.
I'm considering, depends on what would be the running backs at this point that are available.
So I have you down for James Cook.
I like James Cook. He's not that sexy, and I feel like I'd just be watching Josh Allen rush in the touchdown like 3/4 of the time, while James Cook is like, "Yeah, good job, buddy." Yeah.
Would you rather have Bucky Irving?
Yeah, I think so. I think Bucky Irving's a little more exciting offense, just because it's Baker's not running any touchdowns. So
I'm trading you. I'm trading. You're picking Bucky Irving because that was the next pick. That was Trevor's next pick.
yeah,
So
I'd much
you would be
rather Bucky.
stealing.
Stolen.
So Burrow, Goff, Bucky Irving. Is that what
Yeah,
you're looking for?
Look out, league. Look out.
I mean, but if you had Burrow, Saquon, Bucky Irving, does that feel better to you?
If I had Saquon, then I would probably take quarterback.
Okay, the best quarterback here at this point is Sam Darnold.
I'm okay with Sam Darnold.
You'd be okay with picking Sam Darnold right
here? Give me a couple of names. That's not like
it's like this drought. So I think like round 3, a lot of quarterbacks get taken. Like round 2, right? Yeah. So I mean, this is how the gridiron works. So you kind of go on this drought in round 4, where the people that took quarterbacks in round 1 and 2 are kind of filling in the running backs, wide receivers. So you got Darnold, and then Tua. You're not going Tua. I know you. You're not going Tua.
I love Tua. He's made for the NFL.
Geno Smith, Daniel Jones, Cam Ward. Now we're getting down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Without a second round pick or a third round pick, you're like kind of inviting yourself to be either you make a choice. You pick 2 in the first, or you're gonna have one of those guys.
Sam Darnold or Geno really isn't a bad choice. Neither one of them have any chance of losing their job, and they just have to be serviceable. That's what somebody like Burrow in the lottery is for, to be always be the main guy in the QB2. Just needs to be startable essentially, and not lose his job.
I don't agree that Sam Darnold can't lose his job to Jalen Monroe, who was the rookie at Alabama.
He might, but
Jalen Monroe needs to be drafted by the Sam Darnold owner. Probably.
Oh, that sounds like such a waste of space.
Well, you get 6 bench spots, so
still,
it was made for this.
Such a waste.
Well,
but yeah, I mean, you might be right though.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go over Trevor's team thus far. So Trevor is doing this thing. I think he's kind of bought, in my opinion, he's bought a little bit too much into this. He's wanting these bulk picks, trading away his first and his second rounder, trying to get these bulk picks, which I don't think anybody's ever done. Usually somebody has a second rounder at least. Trevor does not. He's traded second to me, first to Max. He picked A.J. Brown in the third with his Lad McConkey in the third with his first, and then A.J. Brown with his second. 2 receivers. Coming back around, A.J. Brown, then Lad McConkey. Coming back around, this is Max's pick that he acquired from him in round 4. I think he takes James Cook. I think this is right around the area where Bucky Irving and James Cook go. So he's got 2 receivers, A.J. Brown, Lad McConkey, James Cook. Now, we know Trevor. We know how he's finished, and he's had some pretty good success waiting on these quarterbacks, pushing back these quarterbacks. I think he still wants to push back the quarterbacks. He's got a lot of picks in round 5 and 6, and 5, in fact. I think he wants to keep pushing back quarterbacks, and he's okay looking at the board, seeing Sam Darnold, Geno, Tua, etc. I think he goes George Kittle here.
Oh, he's such a Kittle guy. Yeah.
He's such a Kittle guy, and third tight end off the board.
Yeah.
He knows this is good value here. I'm going to go I got 2 receivers, a decent running back 1. I'm going to go George Kittle. So this is George Kittle. This is subject to change because Cos is up next. He's got Jamar Chase in the first round, C.J. Stroud in the second, Brock Purdy in the third. I think because I have Scary Terry here. He demanded a trade. It's probably a weird pick. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 4 weeks. I think if he does sign or even get traded to a good team, Scary Terry still should go around this spot. Cause his team 2 wide receivers, C.J. Stroud and Brock Purdy. So 2 wide receivers, 2 quarterbacks at this spot. I think that's decent enough. You said you liked Scary Terry. Next up is Max. So thus far, to review Max's team, he's got Dak Prescott in the first. He drafted Jahmyr Gibbs later on in that round with Trevor's pick. In the third, Max picked Devon Achane as his second running back off the board. Now it comes up. I'd say Max in this spot picks with Clay's 4th round pick.
I'm betting he takes Travis Kelce.
No, he's going to go a receiver at this point. I would think, and so Max is going to pick JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba at this spot right here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So Max picks Jackson Smith and Jigba, 2 quarterbacks, a running back, or 1 quarterback, 2 really good running backs in Jahmyr Gibbs and Devon Achane, and then Jackson Smith and Jigba. Chase is up. Chase is lost because he doesn't know how to draft in the lottery. He's usually drafting like Trevor with bulk picks, trading his picks around. He hasn't prepared. He's got Jaden Daniels in the first, Amon-Ra in the second, Matthew Stafford in the third.
That's not a bad team. Pretty good team.
Okay, well, what do you think he does now? He's got 1 wide receiver and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
He's got to go running back.
You think he goes running back?
Yeah.
Well, this normally would be the spot for Joe Mixon. But Joe Mixon is got hurt foot. He might not.
How bad?
Like bad enough to be questionable for week 1.
Mm.
It's not good news.
Maybe it goes Chuba. You think he's got a Chuba?
I think he's got a James Conner.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
I think sometimes Chase makes these picks that just make you kind of like scratch your head. Like it's not bad, but what do you see here?
James Conner's got some good football in him.
Yeah. So I think James Conner goes here to Chase. Danny's up. So Danny has Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, the standard QB go around. Derrick Henry in the third. So he's got that solid running back. I think he goes wide receiver here. I think this is where Mike Evans goes. So I think he starts out his wide. This team is looking like a running back wide receiver really old. Derrick Henry, fragile. Mike Evans. It is. And if you see the picks that he's got coming later, boy, I mean, Danny's just drafting a senior citizen home.
He likes his guys, okay?
He likes his guys, but this is the round that Mike Evans is one of those guys where it's like, I don't want to be caught holding the hot potato. He's getting older. He's putting up 1,000-yard seasons. He's catching 10 touchdowns. Like, I don't see that stopping. At some point, somebody's going to be like, fuck, I shouldn't have done this. He's 38 years old. What the fuck am I doing? But right now, I think he has to go here. Next up's Cameron. Cameron, thus far, did not get that first-round pick, so he has Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, that's my pick.
This is your pick. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Absolutely. Sorry, I showed the purple. This is your pick again, so your second, 4th-round pick. You've got Bucky Irving and 2 quarterbacks, so you want to go a receiver.
Yeah, I definitely want to go to wide receiver. Um, I mean, what are we looking? What are we looking at now?
I
Like
mean, we're
DJ Moore, or like
similar.
Xavier Worthy,
So
DK Metcalf, T
T.
Higgins.
Higgins, Sutton, Marvin Harrison Jr., Xavier Worthy, Devontae Smith, DJ Moore, Rasheed Rice, or Devontae Adams.
Well, she Rice probably suspended. Or isn't
It's
that
a
official?
risk. Absolutely, it's a risk. Yeah,
Is it not official yet? Though
it's
then
not
they're not
official,
again.
no.
Oh, okay. Um, it is a risk. Um, I mean, I'm a fan of Worthy. I think he's gonna have a good year. If Harrison Jr. is still there, I think I would take him though. I don't think he's gonna be there. Um, I kind of like Devontae Adams and the Rams too. I know he's really old, just like we were talking about Mike
Yeah.
Evans, but I do like him at the Rams with Stafford. I think he could do a lot of damage.
All right, Devontae Adams. You could like
Like I said,
this
if
was.
Harrison Jr. is there, I would
I
take him.
had you as
I
T.
don't think
Higgins.
I don't think he was. No, I don't like T Higgins. Not if the rest of those guys are there, because there's like if to me Worthy or Rice are both kind of 1 and 1A. To me, there are still some like wide receiver ones on their teams that have better chances of getting the balls than taking T Higgins. I know T Higgins gets a lot of points, but for instance, I think DK Metcalf might have a great season with the Steelers. For instance, I think he has a reason to be in that conversation. Um, like if Harrison Jr. is there, I would take him in a heartbeat.
So I think one of the themes that we've seen these teams that are winning in our league is stack and jacks. John Riggs had it with Lamar to Mark Andrews. Before that, it was Lamar to Zay Flowers. You got Burrow. That's why I said T. Higgins might go in the spot because you could kind of support that stack and jack. You're not going to take Jameson Williams in the spot. Amon Ross gone. Jamar Chase is gone. If you wanted to stack and jack, Higgins is one of the best in the league as far as fantasy statistical wide receiver twos. So I thought this might be a pick. I mean, Devontae Adams isn't bad. I just had him going around later. T. Higgins right here would be the spot. But if you don't like it, you don't like it.
If I actually did have Burrow, I get that. I could, and yeah, I just in my head, don't see myself taking Burrow a ton,
You don't see
but
yourself taking Burrow?
not a ton, just because I keep having
A ton?
flashbacks
What does
to.
that
I'm
mean?
having like some PTSD. Like lately, I'm like, he's gonna hurt his wrist. Like fuck, little bitch, he's gonna go off the whole season. No, ruin my whole fantasy. I don't want that to happen again. I had fucking, that I already went through that, so I don't know.
I feel like you're
We'll
getting
see.
cold feet from the first episode we had where we were talking about the lottery, and you
It's
were
been a
like,
long time. I've done a lot of research since then. It's been a long time, and I'm a changed man. Let's just say that.
"This is the guy that led the league in passing yards last year. The has
I know.
definitely the number one overall wide
Oh.
receiver, and you are looking him right in the eye at 3 and saying you won't. So what if you have their pick?
I don't know. Probably not Burrow, though. Let's just say.
Okay, well it's Jalen
Well,
Hurts or Jaden Daniels, and then you're
I
just
like Jalen Hurts
gifting.
better. I like Jalen Hurts.
Really?
Yeah, I like Jalen
Okay.
Hurts. I don't like Jane Daniels as much now. His stock is dropping for me with the whole Terry McLaurin thing. Every day this goes on, and especially if he loses him, he drops for me.
That's interesting. That is super interesting. I hadn't thought about that because Jaden Daniels is pretty firmly lottery for us, right? He's if you're talking about top 5 quarterbacks, he is number 5. If Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry doesn't play for this team, and they have Debo Samuel and whatever, and like a decent running game.
Name another wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, you go to
right,
you go to that roster. I mean, they have other wide receivers. So you got Debo, Noah Brown, Luke McCaffrey, Michael Gallup. You're
There we go.
stretching it. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. You're
right.
stretching it. You
Yeah.
got Zach Ertz at tight end. You shored it up. You got Laremy Tunsil at left tackle. I mean, people have done more with less, but is he a lottery guy? Would you rather take Mahomes?
I don't know. Mahomes to me is having issues as well because every day I'm thinking about Rasheed getting suspended. Like Worthy had a concussion the other day. Hollywood Brown already got hurt. Hollywood Brown is the most fragile football player in the damn league, and when he plays in the league with Tua. So like, I mean, it's I love Mahomes, but like his weapons just can't seem to stay healthy because they said a stat the other day. It was like they were never on the field at the same time. Those three guys last year.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous.
It is. I mean, it is ridiculous. But Patrick Mahomes probably the best quarterback of the last decade or so.
But he has slipped, and he has.
But has he slipped?
Wise.
Has he slipped based on his own talents, or is he
no?
He
slipped on
forecast?
Based on his offensive line and his wide receivers. I mean, the Chiefs' wide receiver drops have been the blooper reels of the seasons the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, it just really puts into perspective. Like, if I'm you, you're in the lottery. If somehow you get 5 or 6.
Yeah, and that's honestly what I keep saying to myself. I bet it's going to be like 4, 5, or 6 is what I'm probably going to really end up with. Just that way it plays out, probability wise.
Would you do 2 2s for that lottery pick?
2 2? No. I was still a lottery pick. I'll still take the lottery pick because I like Jalen Hurts. I like. I mean, Burrow, like Mernati, is good. If someone ends up doing something crazy and doing something else up top because Brad gets first and he wants Burrow or something instead of Allen and Lamar or something, you never know. Shit happens.
I mean, you would have. I mean, if you look at it in a mathematical situation, you traded your 2, 3, 5 for that pick. You'd be trading the probably 3, 5 for a 2. I mean, that's not a terrible pick if you're looking at it from a mathematical situation. Because you get 2 2s back and you still have your 1 where you're picking Jared Goff. That's something we can talk about offline. But if you're in the lottery and you have a 5, 6, you're looking straight in the eyes at Jaden Daniels and Patrick Mahomes and a poor second round pick. Right? So if you're Chase, this is why Chase wants to get rid of his picks now. You're looking at Jaden Daniels and coming back around and looking at like a not top 5 receiver, maybe ish, number 6 or 7 receiver. Like, that's not championship
material.
To me.
It's when you're sitting there in like the 3rd and 4th round looking at your team like, oh, this is good.
Like, damn it, I was in the lottery. What happened? Yeah.
This is like struggling to make the playoffs kind of material here.
Yeah, like Chase
got to do something.
Like Clay got blasted in all his picks and is getting Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield, like, and then not picking until round 3. Like, that's rough to me. But anyway, let's continue on here. Hedman, I think, has to take T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins is good value here at the 4th round. He's got Josh Allen, Caleb Williams, Nico Collins, which actually is a really good team. I think that's a really good team. So Josh Allen, Caleb Williams, those first 2 quarterbacks. You've got Josh Allen, who's a sure thing. You've got Caleb Williams, who's a big ticket. If Caleb Williams shows up like a lot of people think he is, has a lot of hype, has a lot of huge ceiling, you've got 2 quarterbacks who are top 10 maybe. And then Nico Collins, who's probably a top 5 to 8 receiver. That's a pretty good start. I like Hedman to be back into that competitive range. And then this is an interesting pick. So Brad has Lamar. He picked Puka. He came around and picked Trevor Lawrence. Okay, so 2 quarterbacks, 1 receiver. I think he goes running back here. And this is a guy that maybe I'm like a little confused on. Chase Brown.
Yeah, I know. I've been looking at him too. He's technically, like, points wise should have already gone. It's just he's not. he's like the unsexiest Bengal on the offense, basically, is why.
Mm.
I feel like he is a much better running back than you give him credit for. It's just that he's surrounded by much sexier offense, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Joe Burrow, and you're like, Chase Brown.
Yeah, I mean, so going back, I sat here and I looked at the James Conner Chase pick. Like he might want Chase Brown
Yeah, I
instead
thought
of
about that.
James Conner. Uh, how about you? Would you rather have Chase Brown or James Conner? It's fourth round.
I would rather have James Conner just because I think that James Conner is more integral part of the offense, whereas in Cincinnati in gotta have it moments, it's going to go to Jamar Chase or T. Higgins or somebody. It's as opposed to like Chase Brown's probably the third guy in that totem pole to get the ball there. So, and that more likely is going to be in a goal line kind of situation more often than not. Whereas uh, Kyler Murray, when closer against the end zone, less chance of him running it. So he'll hand the ball off James Conner. So I see him having more touchdown potential than Chase Brown, honestly.
They were 4 points apart last year. 240 points, 236. Chase Brown's the younger guy. James Conner, like you said, has probably a more integral part of the offense. Yeah, that's tough.
Tough call. It's going to be close though. Like I said, they were only 4 points apart last year, and I think Chase Brown had the four more. I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, I think it's still close just because of how much the Bengals offense is on the field. So,
I mean, the more I look at it, I think Chase Brown will go higher. Just the optics on it, not what I think, but just the optics, like Chase Brown will go higher
yep.
than James Conner. But yeah, I think it's that. Like I said, Chase sometimes does that head scratcher where it's like, "Why'd you pick him here?" And I think James Conner could be that guy where it's like, "Why'd you pick him here?" Oh, that's right, he set it and forget it. 220, 30 points every single year, and there are a lot of guys who are like a lot of running backs are like 25 points this week, 25 points next week, 2 the next week. Like James Conner is constantly 15
Oh yeah.
points.
Oh yeah.
Like just really consistent guy to have on your team. So that is the fourth round. So I got nothing else for you, Scott. I know we're getting into 2 weeks here, so we'll have the fifth round next week. The next week after that, we will not be here on a Thursday. So we will actually uh, be on getting ready for the draft. So we have one more episode, one more pre-draft episode. We'll go over round 5, but that's all you're getting for us for as far as mock drafts. Um, but yeah, this is exciting. Getting down to the nitty gritty. I hope people like like you said are doing their research.
I don't know. Go vibes, bro. Go all vibes. I say, just the more research can only hurt you. Don't get out there and try to overthink it. You don't want to like have all these facts. Facts aren't good. Facts, what are facts? Other than just a bunch of information. Just roll in there with a smile and some good vibes. And I'm sure you won't try to draft the same person that's already been drafted because it's the only name you know and you heard it earlier. So it's like they're secretly in the back of your mind. You think that you're a genius. And so you say it and now you have to drink a beer. Just, don't worry about that. That probably won't happen. So just roll in there with good intentions, and I'm sure the rest will take care of itself, guys.
Yeah. Listen here, League. Research will only hurt you. Oh, God. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place.